What is going on, guys? This is David Lyon, founder of Evolving Man. And in this video, we'll talk about why you're struggling to focus. Why is it so freaking challenging to put all of your attention onto one thing that is important to you right now? Why does your mind keep jumping to a million other things? So I want to give you a context that might help you have more compassion and understanding for yourself and help yourself to retrain this ability to focus in a way that is way healthier than I think what most of personal development, productivity stuff out there does. Now, let me start with my own story. About 3 years ago, I quit university. I got self-employed. I went on my own path of what is it that I really want to do. And with that, organizing myself, having no external power or force that would tell me what to do. So being my own master, if you so want. And in that time, I remember literally every morning sitting down to journal, and I felt so much resistance. Oh my goodness. It was really challenging many times. And what I've just recently actually understood in a coaching training that I did for a bunch of guys is the following. You and I, and probably most other people on this planet, went through an education system that forces us to focus on things that we're really not excited about and we don't actually see the benefit, right? So we are being forced to focus, we comply at some point, we kind of give up resisting at some point, we give up rebelling, at least on the outside, but we don't really understand why we're doing it. There's no internal motivation. It's all externally forced. There's an extrinsic kind of motivation that is like, okay, I'm gonna comply because otherwise I get in trouble. Okay, so we all kind of internalized that this focus, this kind of, here we sit down for an hour and we do math, and now we do homework, and no, you cannot move right now. All these things, we connected that to focusing, right? And so when you want to focus now, that pain and that resentment that you experienced then, and you might have buried deeply inside of yourself, it comes up. So it's that boy inside of you or that girl inside of you that was forced to do things it was really not interested in and excited about, okay? And so I want to paint this broader picture for you to start practicing something that some people, some psychologists and psychotherapists call reparenting yourself, right? So imagine there's that little boy or that little girl inside of you, and they are really fucking pissed at being told to focus on something that they're not interested in, right? And so when you tell yourself, okay, I want to focus on this or focus on that because, I think it's good for me, I think it's healthy, that pain and that child inside of you with all these experiences from your education system, it comes up, right? And so that's the resistance that you experience. That's just the very valid pain of you going through a terrible education system. And so what we start practicing is we become our own parents, okay? Because obviously we're also not gonna just listen to that child going into resistance and just distracting yourself with 1,000 things, right? That's kind of that's probably another video to go into this kind of shadow aspect that I see in New Age communities a lot. It's like, oh, just be in the flow and I don't want to commit myself and all these things. That for me has a lot to do with this kind of, I learned that focus is used for shitty, terrible things, so I'm never gonna have this kind of focus again because it's bad. I associated this as bad, and it's not bad. It's such an incredible, useful, important quality, especially for highly creative people to be able to use, so that you can go from this swirlwind of all these ideas that you have and all the energy that is flowing around, and you can actually direct it into one direction. You can bring it into a certain form. If you don't have that capacity, then you will not be able to bring to leave your imprint on the world, right? And so I know a lot of people in my community really want to do that, and that's one piece where they really struggle with, okay? So next time you do that and this resistance comes up, right? What I want you to do is a couple of things. One, breathe deep, breathe into the discomfort, be like, Do some sounds as you exhale. And really open your body, like invite all the sensations that are coming up to inhabit your body. It's like you're welcoming it. You're saying, I understand, you're here. Okay? And then if you want, you can also do some shaking. You can get up. I'm not going to get up right now, but you can do some shaking with your hands and your legs and your shoulders, and do some breathing to get the energy moving. Okay? And so then imagine that there's this little boy, this little girl inside of you, right? Imagine what this child is experiencing and kind of be with it. And you might see it in front of your eyes, and you can talk to it. You can be like, hey, I hear you. I'm here. I understand that this is really uncomfortable. And then you might even say, but I think that what I want to focus on right now is really, really important. Okay? And so you can also say something like, okay, so we're going to focus right now for half an hour, for 20 minutes, for 40 minutes, for an hour. And then we can play. Okay? This child is an incredibly important, vital part of you. Right? And so, you know, you don't want to get rid of it. You don't want to overcome it. Right? There's a reason why this child is there. There's a reason why there's resistance, which I was talking about before. And even if this child would not have experienced all this resistance, it's still a certain part of you that reminds you that there's more in life than just focusing on things and achieving things. Right? Sometimes we want to be in that open space of, let's just play and let's have fun and let's have no direction in what we're doing. Right? It's not like one is better or worse. But again, I think we need this quality of focus if we want to bring anything meaningful into life. Okay, so the process that I just described, breathing deeply, doing some body movement, some shaking and some sounding, kind of creating space for this experience, and then visualizing that child and kind of being a compassionate parent to this child, and then saying clearly how long you're going to focus, and then you focus. And if that discomfort is still there, that's okay. You can still keep going, right? You kind of communicated to the child what's happening, and you're going to see that over time, that child, it's like it's going to calm down because it feels heard, it feels acknowledged. This child does not want to be in the way. It doesn't want, like, it's not trying to destroy your success. It's not trying to, like, there are so many ideas out there about, like, oh, this is your inner resistance, and that's just trying to keep you away from achieving whatever you want in life. And that creates a really weird kind of fragmentation of, like, I have to fight against this part inside of me that's bad. It's like, no. Don't fight it. That's just going to make it worse. Create a space where you understand why it's screaming, and it will calm down, and you will be able to focus with much more ease. Okay? So if you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments. If you resonate with this approach, share it. And yeah, let me know in the comments once you've tried it out, whether it's worked or not. All right? So as always with Evolving Man, you're seen, you're loved, you're appreciated. Keep evolving, and I shall talk to you very soon. Peace.